If you're a big swim team and you like to order a lot of gear, maybe you ought to check out Swim Outlet Team Division for these reasons. Swim teams receive a 10% discount on bulk orders. Swim teams or organizations get an 8% commission on referred sales. You'll also like their customization services, which is affordable and available at all times during the year for all team gear. With over 50,000 items in stock, you can get most anything you want. Swim Outlet Team Division. You need to try it out. You'll be glad you did.
This is the Morning Swim Show for Wednesday, June 5th, 2013. I'm your host, Jeff Cummings. Olympian George Bovell is getting ready to represent Trinidad and Tobago this summer at the World Championships, but his preparation for this year's biggest meet was put on hold for a little bit as he headed to Uganda to raise money and awareness for malaria treatment in the African country. Now he's back getting ready for World Championships, and he joins us now in the Finis Monitor. George, it's good to see you. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me, Jeff.
Good to have you. So I understand you're up there in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm visiting for a few weeks this summer. I had been swimming by myself since last August, all the way through the World Cup, World Champs, and then this spring as well. And it can get a little bit arduous all the time alone. It becomes a little bit of a drag. So I'm really enjoying working with some of my favorite coaches, Mike Bottom and Josh White and Mark Hill, and it's great to be around a lot of really motivated, talented athletes that help to inspire me in practice every day.
Yeah, it can get a little bit hard to motivate yourself every day when it's just you in the pool.
Just you, me alone in the gym, me alone in the pool, no coach, nothing, just grinding it out.
Yeah, well, I imagine the weather in Ann Arbor is much cooler and much more tolerable than it was in Uganda.
Actually, Uganda is very high up. It was a beautiful kind of springtime climate, actually.
Okay, I knew it was high up, a little bit higher in elevation, but I guess us Americans, we just equate everything in Africa, especially this time of year, just being unbearably hot.
It was a nice climate, really nice. Shocking experience for me, and a little background. I met a guy I became friends with in 2010 at the World Championships, and he was from Uganda. He was Uganda's only swimmer, and I was representing Trinidad and Tobago. And you have a similar routine of eating in the dining hall of the hotel at the same time, the same bus to the practice pool, to the competition pool. And I realized he was, this guy, he didn't know anybody. So I must admit, I used to previously kind of judge these guys and say, what are they doing at the World Championships? This is supposed to be for the best in the world. But then, everything is so circumstantial. These guys have to come and overcome so many hard things in their lives to get to this top level of swimming. And I really respected him for that. And I introduced him to my friends. We the more the merrier, chatting on the buses and stretching at the pool. And then 3 years later, he offered me an opportunity to come to Uganda and help with his initiative called the Swim Against Malaria. Now, the Swim Against Malaria, obviously, it's about malaria. It's about raising money for malaria that will circumvent corruption and go straight to the Uganda Consortium for Malaria to buy kits and medicine. But a lot of people wouldn't know that Uganda has tremendously high rates of drowning. It's really tragic. I mean, ferries capsize in Lake Victoria all the time, with almost or always everybody on board drowning just close to shore. And in Uganda, it's a culture where people are afraid of water. From the time they're young children, they're taught, don't go swimming, don't go by that lake, pond, river, whatever, you're going to drown. So people are afraid to learn to swim. And the people who work in a lot of these big lakes, like Lake Victoria, Lake Albert, and just plain fishermen run the risk of drowning every time they go out to make a living. So a big part of Max, my friend from Uganda's initiative, was also to show swimming as a healthy and fun activity that would help to encourage people to learn to swim. So that's part of what it was about, and that's where I came in, really. And I brought my friend, old training partner and friendly rival, Olympic silver medalist from Croatia, Duje Draganja. Now, I've put on a couple of swim clinics in Trinidad, and Dewey has been a huge asset. He's a natural teacher. He's really humble. And I spoke to Max about him, and Max loved it. because you have throw a couple Olympic medalists in this, and all of a sudden the media in Uganda will want to follow it. So then people will be able to see, because it's going to be broadcast into their homes, that swimming is a healthy, fun activity.
And when were you out there in Uganda?
I went out there at the end of May, just after the Jack's 50 Challenge.
Okay, and you were there for how long?
8 days.
Okay. So it must not have been an easy decision to take a break from training, even 8 days, especially with the World Championships coming up. Even though it is for a good cause, I would imagine it was still were you kind of wondering if this was a good time to be able to take this break and
yeah, I definitely had doubts about that, and will those 8 days make a difference? We'll have to wait to see the World Championships, but in the bigger picture of my life, it was incredibly gratifying. It just changed my way of thinking. I'm thinking about how I can start to do things the way Max Kanyerezi in Uganda is doing it, and I already committed myself to going back next year, and my goal is hopefully to grow this initiative, so maybe we can have swimmers all around the world raising money for Uganda. I mean, Uganda, malaria kills 1.2 million people a year. I don't know if you can really fathom that. That's blowing my mind. And if we can make a difference, if we can just save one life, then we have made a difference.
Yes, so it's kind of weird to think about 1.2 million people die from, a bite from a mosquito.
It's because pregnant women and young children can't take the medicine, and the medicine itself is hard on your body.
Yeah, I understand that when you and Dewey went over there, that you didn't take any anti-malaria medicine. Is that right?
No, we were in some very not dangerous, but areas that have very high rates of malaria, and just wore a lot of long sleeves, long pants, and I would spray some offer on my neck and scalp and wrists, and I thought I'd run the risk and that I would minimize the risk and manage it, and then I took some malaria tests on my way out, and I was okay.
So talk about specifically what you were doing in terms of raising money and awareness about malaria, and also trying to get more people involved in swimming.
So by Dewey and I have a bronze medal, Dewey has a silver medal, and in Uganda, I mean, everybody all over the world can respect an Olympic medal, even if they don't understand the sport. So because we were there, we helped raise the profile of the event, and the media wanted to cover it. And then because the media wanted to cover it, of course, some corporations want to look like they're giving back. And there was one corporation, the Midland group of companies, was extremely helpful. They brought us there, they put us up. They also donated a very large amount of money for malaria-related as well. And they've pledged their continued support for next year. So by Dewey and I coming in, we raise the profile, the media wants to follow it, and then your average Ugandan who reads about it in the newspaper and sees the photographs in the newspaper or sees about it on the news at night thinks, hey, wow, swimming is beautiful. It's not so dangerous. It looks fun. I want to learn, and hopefully we can start to, change the way of thinking, get more people involved in water safety, and not just save lives from malaria, but also decrease the incidences of drowning.
Yeah, I would imagine, even though you and Dewey would be very well known as Olympic medalists, you probably didn't change anything major in 8 days, and I would imagine
we spoke at a few schools. We conducted some free swim clinics for the current swimmers of Uganda, just basically firing them up, and then we've had a lot of the coaches and swimmers just really asking us all the questions, because they don't have any exposure to top level swimming know-how, swimming coaching, swimming techniques or training methods, and we're just sharing this all with them and helping to grow the sport of swimming in Uganda.
So the interest is there.
Yeah, and it's not so much a question of lack of facilities. I mean, in Trinidad we have very similar facilities to Uganda actually, and it's just inspiration. These people, no one has ever done it before. No one has ever really swum at the top level. So they think differently. They don't even believe it's possible. So part of what we were doing was trying to inspire the up and coming young swimmers, in the cities, middle class.
So did you get any opportunities to get any swimming workouts in at all, or was it pretty much just 8 days of no real exercise?
It was 8 days with two small swimming workouts, but we moved around. It was well worth it, in terms of a life experience.
I would imagine, and it must have been if you've already committed to going back next year.
Yeah, no. Well, the idea would be maybe we can grow it. Maybe we can get some real swimming superstars to come down and get more media attention, grow this, and hopefully make a bigger impact, and maybe basically truly save more lives. And that's an amazing thing to say.
Absolutely. So now that you're back, getting ready for World Championships, how do you feel about your level of preparation at this moment?
I'm surprising myself, to be honest. I had my best season last year. I followed up the Olympics with the World Cup and the World Championships, and I was consistently fast. And I took 2 months off, 2 months of a lot of cross training. I was doing a lot of things, and and I came back and I'm swimming really fast in practice, and I'm my strongest physically in my life. I weigh about the same as I did before the Olympics, but I can pick up and move around weights that I never thought were possible before.
Well, that's really good that you're...
It's got to count for something. We'll see,
Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to be swimming the 50 free. Obviously, that's the event you made the final at the Olympics. Anything else that you're going to be swimming?
Long course, I think my 50 free is probably my most competitive. I have a decent 100 free. My 100 back, I swim sometimes just because it helps my kick of my 50 free. It's a good sort of training race, but I'm hoping to do the World Cup again this year, and the first 2 World Cups are immediately after the World Championships in August. And I did the whole World Cup last year. I did it by myself. I was swimming in Stockholm, leaving the pool, going to the Russian embassy, trying to get a visa. It was like that TV show, The Amazing Race, but mixed with swimming. And I managed to come second overall, and it was, for me, one of the most exciting experiences of my whole swimming career. Just one city into the next city and chasing it, and swimming races with a lot on the line, and it was really exciting, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year.
Well, you bring up an interesting point. Maybe FINA should have an amazing race style of competition going on to make it just a little bit more interesting.
Well, people can just do it my way, because it was just me, one guy. I know Anthony Irvin was by himself as well, but he had a little more help.
Yeah.
Me, I had to get the visa, Chinese visa, Russian visa, while I'm at the swimming competition, with the deadline that if I didn't get it in time, all the points I scored towards the overall prize would be for nothing.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, I'm sure it's going to be another fun World Cup for you and a fun World Championships, and we'll look forward to seeing you there. Good luck with the rest of the preparation, and enjoy the rest of your time in Michigan.
Well, Val, thank you very much.
All right, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so that was George Bovell joining us in the Finis Monitor today, and that will wrap up this edition of the Morning Swim Show. We will bring you more about George's experiences in Uganda in an upcoming issue of Swimming World magazine, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. I'm Jeff Cummings. Thanks for watching.